Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil, episode 92. We're kind of 91 and a half.
It's 91 again. We just erased. This is 91, take two.
Take two. Doing it for real. This is On the Anvil. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes here at Dwarven Forge and we show you what we are working on. Woo! Show you the challenges we're facing, what we're thinking about. We hang out for a couple hours, enjoy a frosty beverage, and talk terrain and all things tabletop. And mostly, just have a good time. Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, last week was a tech rehearsal.
Can we just pretend last week didn't exist?
Yeah, you were moving, right?
Yeah.
So
we skipped 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
But we got our tech issues
we did.
Fixed, right?
We did our final. We did the final upgrade that we needed to do. Pretty much everything internet related was outdated here, and it was really coming to bite us. But we got a new router installed literally last Thursday.
Boom.
And it has been super stable since then. It can actually handle the bandwidth of everything we do here.
So we can say this is officially the show that never has any tech issues from here on out. That's it.
Yeah.
But we do have a giveaway.
We do.
We may not
two
have...
today, actually.
Oh, that's right. We have to do
we're
two
because
we missed it last week.
We're doing a double giveaway.
Double giveaway. How are we going to handle this? What do we...
We can just roll it twice.
Do we do it over different intervals? I think we should do one in the middle and then another surprise attack. If people say the secret word, it triggers the other one.
We haven't settled on a secret word, though, and now we're on
secret. Well, then we can just choose any word. It's like DMing. You can just choose any word you want. If someone says onomatopoeia, you're like, that was it.
All right, but who decides what it is?
I don't know. What does anybody have a better idea?
We could just roll two at the break.
No. You gotta spread them out. You can't just have Christmas come all in one day. You gotta spread it out like half Hanukkah, half Christmas.
Christmas is one day.
I know, but we're gonna have them merge. We're gonna merge Hanukkah and Christmas tonight.
You could have just said divorced Christmas.
Divorced Christmas.
Yeah,
that's depressing.
So anyway, having divorced
we're gonna
parents.
do some giveaways.
You have two separate Christmases and they're competing with each other the entire time. Yeah.
What else is happening tonight? What
What's happening? We're gonna do some news. We're gonna do a giveaway at the break. And mostly, we're gonna go in deep on what progress we've made on our Kickstarter over the last month. This is the June check-in in July, and
we were never good at telling time.
If you have two, then chat is unreadable twice. That's why we rolled twice off of the same one. We just rolled two winners off of the same.
Is that anticlimactic?
It's two free $50 gift cards to the Dwarven Forge online
then if you
store.
miss the first one, you can wait 10 minutes later and suddenly there's a surprise giveaway.
But you're still eligible. It doesn't change anything.
So you're saying we need a third giveaway? I don't understand.
It makes it more work.
Okay,
oh my God.
Fair. All right. So we're gonna look at our upcoming Kickstarter. Should be fun. And the good news is I don't know what the good news is. We have a few more pieces since last week.
Yeah, we actually have more stuff to show because we took another week.
Yeah.
It'll be good stuff.
Let's do it. Is there anything else we need to tell people before? Anything else you need to know for watching the show? Do we have any new people? Any new viewers?
Probably. That's a lot of names.
There's a lot of names.
Probably new.
All right, well, welcome if you're new. Welcome if you're old. Welcome all. Everybody is welcome here. Don't be a jerk. That's the only rule.
That is one of the best rules, yeah. All right, let's go.
Where are we going? We're going into the news! News! I set myself up for the news. I can't even. 92 episodes. And still the best sound effects in the industry. Hands down.
Well, we can't do anything. We can't actually make a sound effect for that now because you're enjoying that too much.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's in the news?
First things first. Our friends over at Steamforged are running they're running their next Epic Encounters Kickstarter, which if you're not familiar with them, it's basically everything you need for an epic encounter in a box. It's a bunch of minis. It's like a mat. It's a miniature module. That whole thing. They're kickstarting their newest one right now, and it is done in a day. A little over a day, because it says one day on the thing, which means that it's like a day and less than 24 hours after. So. And
it's bigger than their standard boxes. They got I don't know. There's 9. It's taverns is the theme, right?
It's good stuff. Yeah, it's taverns. Which
You might be able to build.
We got city stuff coming. That's more getting extra dressing to go with your Dwarven Forge cities.
Should we race
never
them?
a bad thing.
Should we race, see who can deliver their Kickstarter first? I mean, they have a head start on us.
They're almost done. They have a head start with us, and it's not injection molded. Like
yeah, they're making minis. There's minis in it.
But it's a faster production process than ours, isn't it?
Yeah, but all right. I just thought it'd be a fun game.
In every respect.
If we lose, we have to do a giveaway. I think it's a good plan.
All right, so we'll do a giveaway when their Kickstarter delivers.
Yeah,
do we give away a box of Epic Encounters?
I think that's it. Sounds great. I think it's now canon. It's been said.
I'll email Russ and see if we can get that set
up.
If we can get it. All right.
Great. This is a show where we never do any giveaways. It's really it's tough. People. I don't know why anybody watches this show.
I don't either. All right. Okay. On to other stuff.
The chemistry.
Yeah. Reliquaries production has been going pretty fast. I think all they have left to do is just the painting.
Oh, we were supposed to show. We'll show them next week. We have all the.
Oh yeah, we have
everything's approved. We have paint masters and everything. But let's not bog down. People have been waiting now a couple of weeks to look at this stuff. So next week we can look at all the latest in Reliquaries.
Yeah, everything in Reliquaries is approved. They're just doing all the painting, which is pretty time consuming. Yep. And they're hoping to ship out everybody's pledges in one big container over to us early next month, I think.
Hey, do you know what the secret bonus on that is? We have slightly too much stuff to fit in a 20-foot container, so we're shipping a 40-foot container and putting some extra stuff in there, including some extra Wildlands bits, our terrain trays, like whatever. We're kind of clearing out whatever they have lying around. So sometimes if they can't fill a carton, they have some extra sets. We just sort of sit there and wait in the factory. So we're taking these sort of partial cartons, just sort of bundling everything up and clearing out whatever we got. So we have more stuff for the web store. So there'll be a weird restock of a variety of sort of mishmash left over, 10 sets of this and 12 sets of that.
Yeah, we don't know like the numbers of what exactly will be in it yet, but we're just having them gather it all up.
But a bunch of Wildlands, predominantly Wildlands stuff. So there'll be a second coming of Wildlands.
Another thing we're doing in there, our restock last Friday went really well, and particularly water/stone terrain trays sold like mad. And so we're actually having them do another run of those and putting them in that container as well. So in that Reliquaries container, we're sending over some more of the water terrain trays. And then I think also some cracked ice terrain trays we're sticking in there.
We had fabric for those there, so they're fast to run. We have some new terrain trays that have been in the works forever that we just keep they keep not getting quite out, but at some point we got a couple. We have a really neat thing we've done with the magma rivers. I can't wait to get out there, and we have another a new neutral stone option, and working on a new caustic sludge. There's a couple of things brewing. Keeps getting knocked off by things like, I don't know, sci-fi or this Kickstarter or stuff. Other things.
Totally new. I think it's like reworking and redoing some of the art that was.
2 new magma. We're basically doing with magma what we did with water in Wildlands. So one side is magma river straight. The other side is open like new lava basically that looks awesome.
Yeah.
And then the other terrain tray 2 is the magma river curve. Other side is magma river mouth. So it's the same thing. So you can basically use, if you have a couple of each of these, you can use them to either make long magma rivers or connect magma river into a big, huge lava pit, or just use all lava pit or all river or whatever.
Yeah. The idea basically is trying to make it so that your collection, you've got like maximum coverage based on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a river, you can use both trays. If you're trying to do a lake, you can use both trays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you get good mileage out of this lava.
Yeah, and it also will combine with the old stuff too. Yep. But we re-optimized it a bit. Yep. Other,
and we got that's for the city street.
Yeah.
Never mind, I was about to
we'll get
inadvertently
to that.
bean.
We'll get to that. The other big thing, we have confirmation that the Wildlands EU container got on its plane today, so it should be landing in the States.
It should have landed today.
It should have already landed probably.
Same day because they're 6 hours ahead or whatever.
Yeah. So it's just gonna get through customs and then get trucked over to our warehouse, and then we're gonna repack it.
And then go back.
Yeah. To then airship EU pledges individually from there.
Wildlands shipping has been such a rigmarole. I can't even it's
We've
been a
been
year
hit.
of shipping and it's been hell.
We've been
But
hit with every possible
we're so close.
weird thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this means that the rest of the stuff is going to get up in the store soon. So, TM. So this is whatever. This stuff hopefully gets to our warehouse on Friday. First batch goes out first thing next week. As soon as those get through customs, second batch goes out as soon as those get through. Everything goes. So hopefully in, I don't know, the next couple of weeks, everybody has all their stuff. And then tail end of this month, or basically right around GenCon, all the Wildlands stuff goes up into the store. Woo!
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is if we can get it all delivered this month, the very few, etc. filters on the web store are amazing, much appreciated. Yeah, thank you. But we should actually. I don't know if we said that on here before. If you look at the Wildlands collection, we've been updating that page to try and make it as helpful as possible. We actually have a new video that's at the top of the Wildlands collection page that. It tries to be like a 3-minute primer on this is what a store like a Kickstarter overstock restock is like.
This is what we're doing and why.
Yeah, how the filters work, all that jazz. And please not during GenCon. We'll probably try not to do it during GenCon itself for our own sanity because a bunch of us are going to be out of commission during that and it might be an all hands on deck.
The away team is going to be
yeah. But
well,
hopefully.
There's a lot of things that are going to be. We have to. A, this stuff has to get to our house. B, it has to get packed back up and sent out. C, it has to get through customs clean. D, everybody's got to get other stuff, and then it goes out. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that could happen. We don't know exactly what the timeline is.
Hopefully nothing goes wrong. If things move the way we're hoping they will.
Nothing else goes
Nothing
wrong.
else. If things,
8 weeks in German purgatory.
If moving forward, German purgatory. If moving forward, things move the way we're hoping, everything should be delivered this month. We're continuing to work on that page as well. It's not 100% done yet. We want to have all the listings and everything updated. There's still a couple things that are missing. We're still working on that. We'll make a big email announcement and actually really start pushing that page probably 2 weeks before the store launch.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to just get it all buttoned up and ready by the time that we start sending everybody over there.
We just kind of need to know when the store launches.
Yeah, but I figure most people that watch this show, you guys understand this stuff well enough that I don't think you'll be confused if you go look at the collection now.
No.
But if we have new people coming in, we want to make sure that they understand what's going on.
No. The only downside is that I don't think, that's what you were flagging last week, is that we don't have enough. We don't have enough stock of the Wildlands stuff. For people, you guys have a more voracious appetite than we have entrees. People are hungry for the Wildlands.
It's a combination of two things, I think. One is we've never had this much growth after a Kickstarter before. Mm-hmm. Usually when we would do these Kickstarter, the overstocks, usually who'd be buying it is people who backed the Kickstarter who'd be getting more. We have a ton of new people that have come in since Wildlands now. We've been growing in a way we haven't before. So we have a much larger audience for this overstock.
So there's not going to be quite enough to go around.
Yeah.
I think unfortunately, I think a lot of the people that backed Wildlands are probably going to buy more stuff. They're like, oh, I needed more of these, or I didn't realize how awesome this was, or whatever. And it's been so long, you've had more time to gather up cash.
If things aren't listed at this point, does that mean they aren't going to be in the store? Not Correct. Necessarily.
What do we have that?
We have a
filter.
We have a filter that says not at this time. There's a couple things that I think we're waiting on the EU shipping to work out before we make.
See if we have any extras, but there won't be a lot if there's. There'll be very limited numbers.
Yeah, but I still think we should get them up there and at least have the not at this time filter.
Yep.
On there.
Agreed.
Because we have some stuff up there like that, so we should make it consistent.
But it's coming.
Yeah. So yeah, we're already talking about getting a big restock going, though, an actual full restock of hundreds of a bunch of the core sets and all that, which it'll still take time to get here, but we're trying to get that here as quickly as possible.
Although the way things have been going, that could be 2023 by the time it arrives. But we will see, because the factory's in the midst of a Reliquaries production run.
They're doing Reliquaries. They're doing advanced tooling for cities. They're doing the other restocks that we've ordered.
Oh.
All that jazz.
Dungeon remastered pieces that we're still working on. We got a lot of stuff brewing.
Yeah.
It's a good place to be.
What
What else do we have in the news?
I think that's everything. Reliquaries production. We talked about Wildlands. We talked about the terrain trays. Oh, right. We're going to be at GenCon, speaking of which, in just under a month at this point. And Nate and Stefan will be playing in a game that Saturday in the morning for GUI
can't
Cube.
wait.
It's a big charity.
So fun.
Big charity game. I'm really happy with the charities they're doing it for and all that. It's the GUI Cube game show. They're selling tickets for it. I think the tickets are like half sold. If you're planning on being at GenCon and you want to see that,
I'd buy a ticket. It's going to be fun.
yeah,
and
go ahead and
it's
get your
gonna
tickets. Also, if you're not going to GenCon, they are going to be streaming it, and you can actually participate online as well and still be eligible for prizes and help donate to a good cause.
It's going to be fun. If you're physically there and you're in the room, there's going to be a lot of audience participation, including people coming up on stage and playing part of it. And the room's going to be broken into a couple of teams, and there's going to be giveaways and stuff. And then similarly, the viewers get to have some other interaction that the people in the room can't have. And
Yeah, there's going to be a massive...
It's going to be neat. It's going to be a fun...
It's also, we were talking to him about the build and everything. It's going to be just a massive table full of Dwarven Forge. It's going to be massive. It makes me a little anxious because we're going to go in, because we have to go in that morning and build it because he doesn't have that room except for the game. So we have to go in early that morning and build the whole thing.
He said he thinks he can get in there at 6 a.m. So we have... So...
Are the giveaways in person or online or both? Both. You'll be able to be called up to like participate in the game if you're physically in there, and there's prizes for you there. And there's also going to be online prizes, I think, for people who donate while watching online, I believe.
Do we have a link to... Do we have a link to the GUI Cube game?
I don't have a direct link. You should be able to get there from that. How do you buy? Is it just GenCon.com?
Don't know. I thought they... We need to get that link.
We'll get the link. We'll get the link by next week.
It
should be easy to find though. I mean, if 100-something people have already bought tickets, it should be easy to find. The guy behind GUI Cube has a massive DF collection.
Yes,
he does.
Alphinius Goo.
Yeah, he definitely does. Like, we don't even need to bring that much to help out because he already has so much. But yeah, I think that is everything. Check the list. Talked about the restock. Talked about all that jazz. Yeah, I think we're good. We want to get into the fun stuff?
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's look and see if he sent a link, but I don't see it. All right. So, disclaimer. That's the disclaimer.
Everything you are about to see is a work in progress. We may change some things. We may cut some of these pieces entirely. We are months away from launching this thing, and everything you're seeing is in flux and in the creative ferment currently.
It's based on a true story, but actual events may vary. Anything could change at any time. This is you're seeing behind the curtain. This is our development process, and don't get hung up on I don't see the one piece I want, or that thing doesn't look like it's finished painting, or whatever. Like it's got a long way to go, and it still has a long way to go. Actually, once we launch the Kickstarter, because we are making tweaks through the Kickstarter. We're getting good feedback from you guys and integrating it to the bits, and then there's always cleanup we do along the way.
There's usually new stuff added by the pledge manager. We're always working on this stuff.
It's an evolving process.
Also, keep in mind that there's some things that we are wanting to keep secret from you guys because we think it'd be fun to show you in the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But we're showing you most of what we're working on.
Everything but the modular ship. Oh. No, there's no modular ships. It's not for real. Like, it's not even like there are no boats, nothing, no sea craft, no flying ham jammers, nothing. Like, no modular ships this time.
Should make a bean emote. Oh, I can probably actually get that in there. We have more emotes now. I can just take the bean emote from the Discord.
The other important thing, pop up the CU cam. We got just most things you see are prototypes, or even we'll maybe look at some mock-ups later, or whatever, right? So they are hand cast, so there could be imperfections. They could be sanded funny. They might not be perfect. They will be when they're all said and done, but they might not be perfect. So this is an example of some of the stuff will be unpainted, so it doesn't look as great as then you see it painted. Oh, it looks a little better. But it's so everything is handmade prototypes. So stuff is going away, and a lot of the things we actually look at are were like test sculpts, like these the roof pieces that will pop out again were test sculpts. That this is not the finished sculpt. This whole texture has been changed, and like one side is different from the other. We were trying to figure out which did it make more sense to. Where's my focal?
There you go.
Right, trying to figure out which side made better. This side is the one that won, but yeah. So there's stuff is in progress and yada yada. So this is the whole point of this is to kind of show you how it evolves, and then by the time the thing launches, you get to see, oh yeah, I saw one was like that, and now it's gone into this, and then when you get it 17 years later, you're like, oh wow, this is so
you get to tell us that the 1x1 cube waterfalls were actually the better option.
It could be a thing, the Minecraft little waterfall.
I still can't believe that we generally had that. It's like, yeah, it's just a bunch of cubes that you stack, a bunch of translucent cubes. The factory would have hated us.
Would have been interesting. Though.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about the big overviews. I know this is probably boring because we repeat it all the time, but we're going back to the city. I was supposed to have an example of our previous city, but we don't. But we're going to do a little bit of expansion of the existing Tudor and Fieldstone, but generally, oh look at this!
Yeah, we have
Chris is prepared. Boom! Look at that Tudor building. So there'll be a little bit of
on it.
Nothing like the ground level sign that you can just.
That's for clotheslining people who aren't paying attention.
Yeah, they come around the corner, you're playing tag, and they just,
yeah.
So we'll have a little bit of expansion for the existing city stuff, but mostly we are going to be focused on two new styles of buildings: rustic wood and fancy ashlar stone. One of our biggest things we're trying to do is de-box the buildings. The previous cities were very, very, very square. Everything was based on 4x4 bases and is very square, so we're trying to break that square and bring some more character to the buildings. Unfortunately, we're not going to show so much of that tonight because none of it really exists yet.
Yeah.
Like, basically, we don't even have real floors and quarter posts yet.
Most of it's in foam. If you saw the build that he posted on Twitter, you can see some of the shapes that we're working with. But so far,
we can look at some of that
cool.
tonight too. I was thinking I wanted to show one of the challenges we're working at and see if anybody has any insight. So we're trying to give things a little more character. We're focusing on scatter building more so than building in line with sculpted tiles. That being said, there will be some sculpted ground cover and some options for building in line with sculpted ground cover. A lot of stuff works both ways, but in general, we're focused on scatter style building because it seems like that's the way most people out in the wild build. Not everybody. There's plenty of folks who want to build inline, and you can also mix and match and whatever. It
also opens up a lot more freedom with some of the shapes that we can do, and lets us get more interesting with the building shapes. Of course, we are still going to have basic stuff here, so you will be able to build this in line with the streets that we've had before.
I don't want all my buildings exactly 4 inches apart or exactly like clean. Like I want things crooked, and I want it to look like Boston. Prague or Barcelona, Anyway, we're really focused on a lot of vertical play. Getting the z-axis out there, like having stuff happening on multiple levels is much more exciting and interesting. So, a lot of ways to do stuff up on the second, third, fourth story, the roofs, etc. And what are the other things we were trying to do? Breaking the box character, scatter building, multi-level, and toolboxes. A lot of focus on toolbox sets, things like the modular roofs, where you get a small collection of pieces, and you can just do endless permutations with them. Interior wall systems, courtyard wall systems, as well as obviously the basic walls, floors, corner posts, that sort of building. To the end, we're introducing a biscuit system, a flat peg system, which we affectionately call Biscuits because anybody want to guess why they call Biscuits?
I debated putting the reason why we call them Biscuits in the email, but decided it was probably not necessary.
2 inserts. So we have these little biscuits. Look at that. Where is it? There it is. And then there's going to be slots in the floors. So they're called biscuits because it's like biscuit joining in carpentry. So you can, if you would like, you don't have to. You can insert a biscuit. These were the kind of hot dog holes because it doesn't look like an overhead of like a hot dog and a hot dog bun.
A lot of people already knew the woodworking term. Yeah,
it's a technique that works. So we have these. I should have brought a paired pegs. So the idea here is that the biscuit will fill the center part of the hot dog, if you want, and then the little tips of the hot dog take the paired pegs. So you can also use the same hole to attach your suspension bridge from Cavern Steep or any of your paired peg stuff like the docks or the stone natural bridge from Wildlands or whatnot. So it's going to give us some backwards compatibility. And the idea is, if you'd like, if you're building on a second story and you want to be able to lift off a whole area together, you can use the biscuit joiners, just click that together, and then you can hold it together, and then you'll be able to lift it off as one piece. So you can join. Right, so you can join a bunch of floors together and make a bunch of interestingly shaped stuff because we're going to have 2x4s and 2x2s and 4x4s. So imagine this doesn't have biscuits, but you could have big sections and then just lift the whole levels off as one more easily for multi-level play.
Speaking of which, so what he's holding there is actually factory finished pieces. These biscuits. We're relying so much on this system to work to like pull off all these really cool things we want to do that we had to make sure it was actually going to work in Dwarvenite. So we actually had the factory tool this one like floor piece ahead of time and send us a bunch of copies so that we could test and make sure that they would hold. If you use the system.
We've never actually tooled a thing before the Kickstarter, so this is a new experiment for us. But we finished this one floor. We might have them do a couple more. This is the parquet fancy wood floor. You're going to have to imagine that this is a solid floor because we have an insert that fits super cleanly in there. The nice thing is it's a rectangle, so it's very easy to pressure fit a super clean rectangle. So you can use it as a solid floor, or you can pop it out and use it as a trapdoor floor or stairwell or whatever you need.
The main thing is we just had to make sure that we weren't going to run this Kickstarter and then find out that the biscuits wouldn't work in Dwarvenite.
And that'll be an anchor magnet. Look, it's got a skew on there. It's got everything. It's a real deal. So we got a question. Biscuit holes exclusively interior. No, biscuit holes are going to be. We're going to put. So the question was, are biscuit holes going to be on the interior facing? And the answer is no. We're going to have them anywhere where you might logically want to affix a thing.
Yeah, they're being used to keep the roofs secure and make the roofs one big unit, no matter what shape you make them.
Scaffolding.
Yeah, you can make
1 inch rise.
You can make modular wraparound balconies using the biscuit system on the outside.
They're gonna be all over the place. We're also gonna have a couple of different fill pieces if you're worried about, if you want to cover them up or whatever. We've got some options. Michelle came up with a cool, neat one the other day. Like we'll have at least 2 in wood and 2 in stone, different ways to pop something in there. But they're going to pop up in a bunch of places. Anywhere we want to do some interesting multi-level joinery and whatnot. And then there was another question was, do we learn anything from this new process? Yeah, we learned the biscuits work.
Yeah.
Woo!
I think it just means like from having the factory do something ahead of time like this.
I don't like it in that, well,
it took time.
Well, we can't change it. Like once it's locked, once we've tooled the mold and it's locked, like that's it. Like we're locked in, so you can't change it. And one of the things I really value about Kickstarters, we get a lot of really good feedback and get to play extensively with the stuff, right? Building, and you find where the problems are. So it worries me a little bit to sort of tool before extensively testing. So the Kickstarter is really just an amazing chance to test the stuff and get feedback. So
how tough are the biscuits themselves? They're ABS, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
they are. You wouldn't want to eat one. Tell you.
Yeah.
It is rigid ABS. Like I can't even bend it.
Let's see.
Oh. All right. So should we look at some stuff?
Also, there's a question about like how easy they are to put in and remove.
They're a little hard. Like they're not Warlock clips hard, but they are. It requires some force. Like it's not. If you've got delicate fingers, you might want to grab some little pliers.
Yeah. The main thing is, though, you only need to do this if you want to do a second floor or you want to do something that requires joining them together.
Well, and what I think is going to happen, like look at this thing. This is a little fake sample of a, not a fake sample. There's all sorts of problems with this thing, right? So this is some Ashlar sample. We'll explain all the problems with it in a sec. But fundamentally, these roofs, these are just test ones. They don't actually have it. These are going to be able to biscuit together. So you would probably build this as one thing and probably leave this, right? This would be like a one-piece roof unit. I would just probably a lot of these things, or I would build it in two pieces. I'd biscuit these together and I'd biscuit these together and then leave them together. Stuff that you're going to use a lot frequently, you'll probably just leave stuck together, or whatnot. So the first thing you're going to notice about this type of build is we don't have real floors or corner posts. So these are Aaron painted some of the existing field stone in the Ashlar color so we could kind of feel what it would look like. But it looks pretty wacky right now because the corner posts and floors are not Ashlar, but these are. So we are just trying to get a feel for the buildings, but it's a pretty poor way to show them off. But you guys are good at looking at stuff in the rough, so it's me okay. But
Neofoy is wondering if there'll be a possibility to buy extra biscuits. Just
yeah, I mean, I think you're going to get buckets of biscuits, but if you buy some stuff. But yeah, we could certainly have a batch of biscuits if you want to.
Yeah, I imagine because we tend to, anytime you've got something that uses like a feature, we tend to include if potentially even more than you usually need for that piece.
But we haven't previously the city builder pegs or bridge pegs were really hard. We haven't been good about having a pack of those little pegs, but these metal ones will definitely give you we'll definitely make sure you can have an ample amount of biscuits and get more if you need them. For sure, it's a good question.
Have we committed to looking into a biscuit tool or anything? Or
it's really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pitched a Dwarven Forge pliers that could have a couple of different things, a magnet in the back and things, whatever. And it was the minimum quantity was high and the tooling was high and it was expensive for what it is. So I don't think we're going to make a custom plier for it. I have some little ones that I use that are finer needle nose or anything. It doesn't require a specialty plier, but it would be cool to make.
It'd be cool to have a specialty plier, but also because
really
there's those little holes in the biscuits. If you have something that could fit into those holes, you could use it to hook out pretty easily.
Yep. Oh, but they're also ribbed, so they're easier to grip.
Those holes are smaller than the pull accessory holes, though.
No, they're bigger.
Wait, really? They're bigger than pull accessory holes?
Yeah.
So you could actually use the pull accessories to pull them out.
Kind of. Yeah.
You could be a little
try
weird.
It on the. Yeah. The tip of the hot dog is.
Oh, we meant the holes in the biscuits.
Oh yeah. No, those are. You're 100% right. Those are
smaller than pull accessory
holes. Do I
holes.
have a pull accessory? They're just probably a tiny bit smaller. But yeah, we could have a little hook to pull them out or something. Maybe we could just do a little wire hook. That wouldn't be hard. I thought you were talking about these, which are pull accessory. That's pull accessory hole in the end, and then the center of the biscuit's a little bit bigger. So anyway, so this is a little taste of Ashlar. The floor is not real, so it's kind of hard to see, but it gives you the sense of the feel. And this is the door. It's not functional yet, but I think we showed the sculpt right when we got it. Michelle put this door sculpt together. Eli put the wall sculpt together, and Aaron has painted it up. So it's pretty neat. Ultimately, it will be hinged. We're still working on fit because, like where's it? This little guy. This guy doesn't fit in the narrow wall.
Yeah, we're having to
yet.
learn like a new
It's
geometry for him.
It's a little. We're not quite there yet, but it will. It will. We'll get there. So we'll keep you posted as we sort out the hinges and the like. It's going to be ultimately. I think it's going to be right. It's going to be really close to one side, so it'll probably be like that. Like it'll be set in deep on this side so that it's almost flush with the surface on this side, so it'll be able to hinge out open. And we've got a spot on the bottom for where that bottom pin will go, and the top pin is where it just needs a little breathing room. Michelle made it like exactly precisely fitting in the space. It needs a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah. Oh, also, these corner posts are not actually the Ashlar corner posts.
So these are not Ashlar corner posts. These are fieldstone corner posts painted in the style. So kind of just pretend they're not here if you want. Like we could just look
we
at
haven't produced. We're gonna have posts that match Ashlar better. We just haven't produced them yet.
We have them. We just haven't. We're in order to make these all the things that need biscuits have biscuits. We're trying to 3D scan stuff to then engineer biscuit holes in them. It's a whole thing. So we have about, I don't know, 50 or 80 sculpts that are sitting waiting, so we can do some 3D engineering to get precise biscuit holes punched in stuff and whatnot. It's a whole adventure. Yeah.
So are we adding 2 new door shapes and 1 new window shape with the Kickstarter? 2 new door shapes because we have the new.
We have 3 new door shapes.
Yeah.
And 3 new window shapes.
Yeah.
So we have a new door that's this arched doorway for Ashlar. Then we have the narrow version. We're going to have the new Ashlar window, which is shaped. I guess I could get this mullion to. These mullions don't want to behave.
It's prototypes, man.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's close enough.
I'll never get over editing like the hands-on Wildlands videos. Anytime you had to pull a rod out. Yeah.
We have the narrow window wall is a narrower window than this, and then do I have one of the? Here's the. So we have the. Oh wait, did I count this one? So we have the door. The wood door is this style. They're now flat topped. We have a header over the top rather than the bottom. So rather than a footer. So the doors have a header over here. So this is a new shaped door. And then we'll have the narrow door, and this size will be that big. And then we have the regular size window. So we saw this one. Where is it? This is the same original city's size window, and then we have a narrow size window also that appears in a few places. So we got a bunch of different options. This is gonna be fun. So what should we show? Where do we? Let's look at some more Ashlar. What do we have here? We've got. So in the Ashlar family, what?
Drago says the interior design person recommended a beige gray color for their house not far off from Ashlar, and the dark gray trim that she recommended was, believe it or not, called Dragon's Breath.
Yes. I mean, how do you not go with Dragon's Breath when you?
That's literally what he says. Is he had me at any paint color with dragon in it.
I mean, it's sold.
Is it too early to come with wishes? No, this is the time to hear it.
So we got a regular, we got a plain wall. We got the window wall, door wall, and the only other one we have to show is this guy, which I think we showed before, which is the LED wall.
It doesn't have the LEDs actually drilled in yet.
Not yet. So there'll be a outlet, a socket there. There will be this will be bored out, and there'll be battery and switch inside there. And then the other side has an alt on the wall that's kind of nice. So this is the standard wall that has like the longer drips. Boom.
Are there any plans for round windows?
Not currently, but
What
I think it could happen, but not currently. And then we have narrow. Do I have the narrow?
Let's see.
We've got a narrow solid, a narrow window, and a narrow door. It's not quite stuck in there.
Let's see. Is there gonna be double height walls?
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have any. This is all we've got to show currently. We're going double high and narrow, so we'll have a full suite, so you can do the big great halls and whatnot, as well as twisting bits. These let you do the narrows let you do 2x4s and 2x2s and whatnot. So I'm excited to see. Once we get these corner posts, it'll be a little easier to see what these things look like, and the floors too. It's with cool ornate design on the sides and things. So it should be great.
Animation Giant says, this will be my first cities purchase. Will there be a Kickstarter choice with more normal looking walls? For example, wood or cobblestone walls, or will I need to buy the older set? So the other option we are offering is wood. So we'll have wood in all these shapes as well. We're not going to be making the existing pieces. So if you want stuff that is Tudor or the Fieldstone, you'll have to get that off the store. It won't be in the Kickstarter.
We will not have any cobblestone walls, though.
Yeah, no cobblestone walls.
Whoop. Hey, we have a first time chatter.
Yeah, sorry, I'm new to this. Was curious when the Kickstarter is.
That is a great question. I don't know.
We don't know entirely
This
yet.
fall. The earliest it would ever possibly launch would be September 18th. Who wants to take bets now whether or not that's going to happen?
I'll bet everything I have on it not launching September 18th.
All right, anybody want to take him on that bet? We get odds are 100 to 1, 100 to 1. Any takers? It's a very good question. Welcome, Arcadia.
Yeah.
780.
We will announce a good amount ahead of time. We'll send out a big email and we'll say it here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sign up.
Once we know for sure when it's launching, we will be extremely loud about it.
Sign up for the mailing list, and you'll be sure to hear it. All right, so that's the basics on Ashlar. Obviously, minus the floors with the inserts and whatnot. Are there any questions there yet?
Quite a few. Any thoughts on keeping the window opening the same as the old, so the old inserts fit the new stuff, and then the new inserts can be square, but then shape the window into the square?
We did think about that, except it was really hard to get a pretty looking arch fitting it inside the existing window.
Like, yeah, for this to look its best, it had to be like crafted to do this.
But we did do the regular wooden window wall, which I lost somehow. Where did I put it?
Felix, yes, there will be new LED pieces with this. We're
Magnetic
gonna have LED
walls, LED walls.
and
yes.
we'll have different
We're showing you ones that are done and painted and ready. In fact, let's look at some of the rustic wood. So anyway, so Ashlar is this is for high-end buildings, right? Your guilds and your manor houses and your great halls and your churches and temples and cathedrals and shrines and whatnot. There is the rustic wood is for basically all your standard buildings, vernacular material, right? This is going to just be everywhere. So this is everything from farmhouses to thieves' guilds to abandoned buildings to rundown shacks to barns, stables, nice taverns, shops, anything. Like this is going to be the kind of the dungeon. These are the dungeon walls of cities. Like this is going to be probably, if you're going to buy a whole bunch of walls, you would want to you'd want to just get, I don't know. If you're only going to get one thing in cities, I would just get tons and tons and tons of wood because you're going to use it everywhere.
It's going to be the most flexible for sure.
Yeah.
Does it come unpainted in Dungeon Gray or something lighter? We don't know for sure where they're going to cast it in yet. I think we're hoping to actually cast the Ashlar in a sort of cream.
This is ideally this is going to be cast in a lighter color, and this will probably be Dungeon Gray.
Yeah.
But we will see. For our rustic wood, we've got the window wall, and this is the same size windows as our original Tudor, so you can swap any of those inserts around. We've got your standard issue wall, and one side is plain, the other has these diagonal braces, which have just the tiniest bit of curve. You know, the elf in Eli can't help but like put a little curve in things. The elven elegance. We've got this one, which looks perhaps the same, but is not. And on the other side, this is the magnetic wall. So this brace is to kind of justify whatever you end up hanging there. So it's also can just be just an alternate on the regular wall. Also, I really like how the tops of the boards go on the tops of these walls have a really nice, nice look in there.
Nice.
Velvet in regular wood.
All the details are just really nice. The grain came out like
Eli loves
beautiful.
wood. It's like it's one of his favorites. This guy is our ramshackle wall. So one's all beat up. If you want to do the more rundown, slummy type or the abandoned, whatever, you've got your ramshackle wall.
How about some little metal axes that would stick into the magnetic walls?
That's amazing. I love that. And then this guy, who's going to guess what's on the other side of this?
Ashlar.
Yes, the one side Ashlar, the other side wood.
Two-Face.
That is the LED wall. So
the LED will be
there'll
on
be a
the
little
support
LED socket there, and the same thing. There'll be a battery and a switch in the bottom. Is that somebody else going to see it? Oh, we should definitely show the thatched roof tonight. It's a great idea.
Do we have it?
No, it's just clay.
Still just
What's
the clay sculpt?
on the
That's
bottom?
fair.
No, there's an artifact or something. There's schmutz on the bottom of this one.
I think that's the only real like set piece that people know about.
Yeah.
Because it was the first thing we ever reviewed.
What are we missing? Oh, the door wall. So, door wall. Something like where is it? That, and then we have the standard door.
Got a couple different door options that are really nice.
See if I can get that in there. That will be hinged and fit nicely. So this is the neat thing that Michelle did on this door was the handle is a piece of rope, knotted up a piece of rope. And the back side, it's like rustic log cabin style. Okay, where's my photo? There you go. And then of course, this is one of the other, we have the speakeasy door. That one is this. Look at the inside of this thing. It means business.
It's like heavily reinforced.
Michelle just went nuts on this one. Based it off a door they have in their house with these big, huge bent over nails and stuff. So exciting.
Let's see. You still have that sweet setup from the video that was posted last week. We actually we cannibalized it to be able to do stuff like this.
What build?
The build that we did the test shoot of that you put on Twitter and we put out in the email.
Oh yeah, that thing got melted down. I mean that was melted down 2 weeks ago or something, 3 weeks ago. But I'll show you. We have those pieces. Yeah.
So Thieves Guildy.
Very Thieves Guildy, purposefully, right?
Thieves Guild is probably going to be one of the hero buildings that we.
Thieves Guild, or that the shady tavern where you go hire the assassin, or
Yeah.
It's the hideout or whatever.
Did the broken wall with the removable section get canned? I don't know. I think we just don't have it produced.
This is just we haven't. These are things that we don't have everything cast and painted yet. We're working on that. Many things to come. Right. We're just showing you a little taste of what we've got. And then we also will have a set of interior walls that look something like this, that are designed to work. Does this have a wall?
I feel like the Ashlar is going to be a mansion. It has to be. You can absolutely make mansions with it.
Definitely. Let's go to one. So you're going to be able to use the interior walls if you want to, and this will have a door. If you want to make a closet or subdivide. Do I have the right piece? I don't have all the pieces. I don't know why I got like just a random collection of these. You can use it to make bedrooms and hallways and all the stuff you need to make a proper tavern.
They really shine better in larger buildings where you can split it up into smaller rooms.
I didn't prepare to show this off. Yeah. We did it on some other.
You can also like throw them into like your dungeons and stuff.
You can freestand them anyway.
Yeah.
They're gonna have little magnets to help hold them together.
Yeah, freestanding interior walls, and they'll be magnetized on the bottom. So theoretically, if you just want like a very cheap way to like make some maps really quickly on
throw these on.
You can just like put those on a terrain tray and like build stuff out really quickly at a very low price point.
It's gonna be a handy toolbox, right? You're gonna be able to use these to, and I didn't grab the full sampling. There's a 1-inch one and a one that fits into the groove, and there's a center post. It's a bunch of bits. So there'll be a little freestanding wall. Interior wall system.
Would an LED window insert be possible? I don't think we could get something small enough. I don't think we could get something that
stuck
small
out.
Still...
We could have it need to use a Crizo. We could make it work.
Would we be able to hide the battery and stuff in there?
Yeah, if we used a Crizo,
okay,
it would fit. But the battery life on them is pretty low.
Is there one with a door along a straight wall for the interior wall system? A straight wall with a door in it.
Yes.
Okay.
It was one of the first things I put together. I can't remember, but I'm 90% sure I think there's a 2-inch straight, an 1 5/8 straight. There's the corner with the door, the straight door. The one that terminates so you can fit with an angle so it fits inside a corner post, and there's like a center post. I think these are all the pieces, going from memory.
Real R8 is asking about pledge levels. Do you want to talk about what we're doing pledge level wise?
Yeah, well, let's.
Or do you want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know. We can take a little detour into pledge level land. I mean, did he ask anything about shimmer fronds? Because there's no shimmer fronds, modular shimmer fronds in this one. So the idea with pledge levels is we're endeavoring to, we want to try and include everybody in the stretch goals, and also want to give people as much flexibility as possible in what you're pledging for, right? Because that's something we're always looking for new ways to give people the ability to cherry pick the things that you're excited about, because this terrain is expensive and we want you to get your money's worth and get the things that you're going to get on your table, right? It's no good if we want you to get the pieces that you're going to get out and get on the game and use all the time. So the idea is we're trying to use a series of something like 70 core packs that are essentially all the pieces are going to appear in one or maybe two of those packs, and they'll be sort of smaller focused packs, and then we use those packs to build various buildings. And so for instance, you could have at the $250 pledge level, you could say, hey, you can get a $250 pledge, you can choose the Broken Bottle Tavern, right, which will be maybe $270 worth of those packs, or the shrine to ships, right? The great shrine to modular ships, which would be an Ashlar thing. And same thing about maybe that one's $265 worth of stuff for that $250. But or you could just take that $250 and go a la carte. So essentially, you get. We'll have a couple of different hero buildings that you could choose from at the $250 pledge level. You could either get this, or take that $250 and just buy whatever combination of those component sets you want. And so either, no matter how you go in, you are going to be eligible for the stretch goals for that $250 level. And to further give you some customization, we're endeavoring for choose your flavor of stretch goals. We're looking at having 4 different flavors of stretch goals: Ashlar building pieces, wood building pieces, low town decor, high town decor. So maybe at $250, you could get 1 tiny box and 1 small box of stretch goals. And you could choose, hey, I want box A, I want low town dressing, and box B, I want low town building pieces, because I'm just, I got the Broken Bottle Tavern, I want to get more building pieces. Or maybe you say, you know what, I just want both my stretch goal boxes to be building pieces because I want more building. Or you know what, I got tons of buildings, I just want dressing or whatever. So ideally, you're going to be able to get whatever sets you want that makes sense for you, either pre-selected or pre-configured buildings where we're taking the packs, or you can just choose from that lineup of packs, spend it a la carte, and then you get to choose from your stretch goals, and hopefully you'll get the most choice and most flexibility possible, and all done with basically repeatable boxes, which are relatively easy for us to pack and sort and fulfill and restock. That's the theory. We haven't actually fully executed on said theory. We've pushed around some stuff on some spreadsheets, but we haven't actually executed it in practice and built them out. But we have the structure for it, and I think it's going to work.
Yeah. And we will still have like an all-in
Does that make
pledge.
sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, the basic idea is we will have like hero buildings that kind of feel like encounters would, but they'll be made up of add-on packs.
Yeah.
And so you can either you'll get like a slight discount by getting those pre-made buildings, or you can go a la carte to like super specialize what you want to get.
But either way, you're getting stretch goals.
Yes.
So, because we have people that'll go and spend $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 on just a la carte pledges and not getting stretch goals. This way, you're spending that, you get the stretch goals, and also you can do fun mix and matches where you could say, you know what, I want the $500 pledge, and I'm going to get the that pre-made building, and I want also get a $250 pledge, and I'm just going to a la carte that one and just get the extra sets I need to kind of build that thing out or whatnot.
Because again, in Pledge Manager, whatever you pledged in the Kickstarter can be just freely allocated wherever you want it to be.
I think it's going to be really. I think it's going to give people. I think it's going to be easier to understand because there'll be less pledge levels, and you're just like, okay, which level I'm at? I'm at the 250 level. I'm at the 400 level. I'm at the 750 level. Whatever.
You won't have to do calculus to figure out like which stretch goals are coming with which pledges.
And you don't have to commit right until you get to the Pledge Manager. You just say, you know what, I'm in at the $500 pledge. I don't know if I'm getting building A, building C, or a la carte, but you also don't need to figure it out. You just kind of need to know where you're at, but you know you're going to get stretch goals. You have a lot of options. And then we also have we can give you the recipe of the thing, or we can say on day 7 of the campaign, Toby builds Toby Tower, and he's like, here are the sets in Toby Tower, and you're like, oh, you know what? That's $450. I'm going to get the $500 pledge, get those sets, and then get one more set with the extra $50, and off you go. So it's going to let us, I think, be able to show you more pledges or more things that you could get with your pledges that are hopefully easier to understand. So that was one of the questions of Wildlands, like, what does this cover? What does this build? What do we get with that? What does it look like if we get all these together? So I think we'll be regularly showing you, hey, we're taking this set, this set, this set, this set, this set, and it makes this thing. And if you want, you can just get that as your pledge. And you're going to be able to get, be able to choose, focus on your stretch goals. I think is important too, because maybe you just want all Ashlar, and then you want stretch goals that go and supplement that, or maybe you just want all wood, and you want, you don't want more building stuff. You want decor or whatever. Maybe some minis we sneak in the decor. Maybe you don't like minis, so you're just like, I just want all building pieces or whatever it is. So we're basically trying to make everybody happy, which is impossible. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's one of the complaints we get is with the stretch goals, people are like, oh, there's not enough stretch goals. There's too much. I want building stretch goals. No, I want decorative stretch goals. I want minis as stretch goals. No, I don't want minis as stretch goals.
Everybody has a different idea of like what a good stretch goal is.
So hopefully you can then choose. You say, you know what? If I just want more bread and butter building pieces, I'm just taking all my boxes of stretch goals as building pieces, and I'm get the heck out of there. Or I want variety. I'll take one of each or whatnot. So we'll see how it all goes.
Any round or 45-degree pie slice roofs to match pieces that break up the grid.
Yes.
Yes. I don't think we're doing round, but we're doing 45-degree.
Yeah, no round.
Yeah.
Let's look at the roofs real quick. So there's, does that answer?
It is good.
Real Arte. Does that answer your pledge question enough? Do people have a bunch more questions about the question?
I said something earlier. Sounds good. Thanks. Yeah, like a number of people who I recognize from the forums are saying they like how it sounds.
Yeah, it's going to be. I think it also, if it seems confusing, I think it might be easier to see once it's actually mapped out. We have a grid for it, whatever. But
it's always harder to communicate this stuff when we're riffing live on stream as opposed to having like fully put together assets and stuff.
In my brain, it's crystal clear, and
because we've been talking about it literally since the summit for cities. It was like one of the first things. It was like Wildlands post-mortem. I think it actually got brought up because we were trying to
solve this, like, how do we get people, a la carte people, to participate in stretch goals? And how do we do a lot of variety without driving the factory crazy with too many different SKUs? Because we had, every pledge is a different SKU, and all the add-ons are different SKU and everything. So we're like, if we can kind of melt it down and just use the same pool of pieces.
Yeah, scale creep hit us like super hard in Wildlands, and we did like a big.
It'll hit us here too. Don't worry.
We asked for a ton of feedback after Wildlands, and this approach is kind of trying to synthesize the problems that we saw people still having with the way that we were doing pledges and stretch goals and trying to answer all of them at once.
And the feedback from the factory going, guys, all these different sets, like you're killing us. So
we got to do giveaway.
We're changing every time. We like to keep on our toes. Giveaway. Thanks for the reminder.
What's a good word? Biscuit.
Shimmerfrond.
Shimmerfrond?
Yeah, in honor of Real Arte.
Cities All right. Hey, if you want a chance to win a $50 gift card to the Dwarven Forge online store, it doesn't matter where on Earth you live. It is a digital gift card available internationally. We're going to roll two of them, actually. You're going to have two chances to win here. Just type Shimmerfrond in the chat. SHIMMERFROND. If you asked a question in the last 2 minutes, wait until everybody is done typing Shimmerfrond and then ask it again because I can no longer read the chat.
The wall of Shimmerfrond.
Yep, the chat is now completely wiped. So we'll roll those in a couple minutes. You want to look at the roofs?
Yeah.
All right,
so we have our buildings are gonna have. We're not just having the base 4x4. We're gonna have. Did I bring out a 2x2? I didn't, of course. We're gonna have 2x4s. 2x2s. Yeah, there's one painted up like this. It's over in the build room in the back left corner.
Ashlar floor 2x2?
Well, fake Ashlar. A fieldstone floor painted like Ashlar. I know anybody that comes in partway through this is like, why does that floor not match the wall? What is going on here? This is bedlam. This is madness. I know, it is what it is. So we're gonna be able to build much more interesting. In the original cities, the buildings were all 4x4, so it's pretty easy to roof them. Now we're going to have buildings that are going to have all sorts of wild footprints because we're going to have building blocks like this. So to that end, we have a modular roof base to, where is the, here there. We got a 2x2 based modular roof. We have a hip, a straight, and a valley. These are test sculpts. This texture has been redone. The sides have been updated. This shingle work is, it's going to be, anyway, it gives you the idea of what it's going to be like. These will also come in two different colors. We're going to have a darker, like weathered barn or eerie vampire mansion roof. And then we're going to have sort of more green. And the idea was we were trying to find a palette that worked, that was different than we already had the terracotta and the blue-gray slate. We needed some different ones to add to the lineup. So collectively, if you've got the existing roofs, this is going to give you other color options there, so you're gonna have a real thing that feels like a real city.
And then, I mean, if you paint your own, you can do
You can go
even
nuts.
more.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what Amy is gonna do. Like, it'll be some sort of like magic something.
Do the roofs magnet to each other? No.
So
yeah.
there's gonna be. So we have these are the base pieces. There's also someone was asking about a something diagonal, the pie slice. There's gonna be one that is shaped like this. This is a 3D mock-up of the geometry. So you can sort of see the footprint. Let me show that. Maybe it's easier to see from the bottom. Right, it's a full diagonal. That's going to go over the diagonal. And if you, over the small, if you put it together with these, this will actually fit over the large diagonal. But the idea is these will have, these are going to have a pair of biscuit holes in the back, here and here. So there'll be, imagine, if you will, where did my biscuits go? A world for my biscuits. All right, so imagine a little a biscuit hole like that in here and in here. And then on the side, they're going to have, you can sort of see, this wasn't the final skull. Oh, this is more like the final side. So there's going to be, there's 2 decorative holes here, and there's 2 actual holes that are pole accessory hole size. So there'll be a pair of pegs on either, peg holes on either side, and then a pair of biscuit holes here. So you use the biscuit holes to hold them this direction, and use the pegs if you want to hold them this way. These are also going to be come in for a rake soffit. So there's going to be, do I not have the rake soffit here? Ugh. I have pieces at the home workshop and here, and I try and truck them back and forth. Okay, good. All right, so there's going to be something like this. I get a, whoops. You're going to be able to attach on, and obviously this is just raw geometry. So Michelle did a beautiful design for this. Toby did shingles on it. So it's going to be, it's actually a neat looking piece when it's all said and done. This is just like raw geometry that we were trying to figure out how it's all going to work. But the idea is that this thing will attach on and give you an overhang on the front of your roof, if you like, so it feels more realistic, but you don't need to use it, so you can also just have it plain. But anyway, you can use it, you can use the holes to hold the pieces together and or put on some of these accessories. We're even going to have, this one's going to be really awesome. Michelle is working on this as we speak. This piece, it's going to be something like that. There'll be like a long peak one that can extend out to really break up the look and the feel and give you, basically between this, and this, you could have a roof that just ends plain. You could have a roof that has a pair of these for a small overhang, a roof that has one of these for a large overhang, and same pieces that feels very different. So you're going to try and give you a lot of visual variety on the roofs without using a ton of pieces. Then the other reason to have these the biscuits holes here is you can attach them to a floor. So like if you had you can do an attic sort of situation, right? So imagine you have this here. You can biscuit all these to the floor all the way around, and then have like I don't have enough roofs here, right? But imagine this was going all the way around, and then lift this thing off as one solid piece, and then you have another, you have a second topper that goes up there. Which way do I need to go? Rotate there.
Look at that dressing in there. Oh, we'll get in on the dressing later. Don't
Yeah, it was just a casualty of being in there.
Also, if you haven't typed Shimmer Frond to enter the giveaway yet, I'm going to roll that in about a minute. We'll be rolling it twice tonight.
So you can basically imagine 4 of these hips up here to make it peak. You pull the peak off, reveal the attic, lift this whole attic piece off as one, because they're all held together and the like. You can also, which is going to be really neat, once again, we'll have functional ones in a couple of weeks that actually have the biscuit holes and whatever that are the final sculpt, but it gives you the idea. Imagine this is a wood floor because it would look better, but you'll also be able to do this sort of a thing where you could biscuit with the high biscuit holds. You can attach them here, so then you can do interesting walkways and the stuff underneath. Because you're gonna be using these roofs all over the place, and there's gonna be a fun variety of ways to use them. So
yeah, being able to make like playable roofs has been a big goal for us.
Playable, interesting roof spaces and roof interaction.
Michelle's here. She says she's literally working on the soffit piece right now.
She's working wonders. She's always she's coming up with cool ideas every
It'll
moment.
be nice to support the peaks too. Yeah, I think you
Yes.
can put the cathedral roof on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be the right blueprint.
You'd have to play this. You'd have to do a 4x4, right? You could, if you had this, then you could put the square cathedral on there and do something neat.
Yeah. All right, let's
roll it.
Giveaway.
Hello, Michelle.
Shimmer front to enter. Floors and roof color scheme underneath. You could do that if you want.
Floors and roof color scheme. What?
It'll look natural. I think they're saying like, well, the floors, paint the floors in like the roof color scheme or something. Which you can do that yourself if you wanted to, but like a wood should look fine there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And generally, it'll be covered. Although I guess you could have it flat and put a.
Griffin, type Shimmer Frond in right now. Just Shimmer Frond, and you'll enter the giveaway.
Quick.
I'm about to roll it right now, but I'll wait for you to type it. We're gonna roll twice today. You already did? Oh, okay. All right. Let's roll them. 111 people entered. All right. One, Malvernus.
Woo!
Congratulations, Malvernus. And then
a second giveaway. This is wild. Double whammy.
Tamarack. Hey.
Woo! Congrats.
There you go. Malvernus and Tamarack. All right, I'm gonna whisper both of you and get your emails so we can get you hooked up with those cards.
That's awesome.
Let's see.
So there will be. Those are the base pieces. The straight, the hip, the valley, the diagonal. There's also a 2-inch peak, so you can do 6-inch wide roofs. So you could do, boom, boom. I don't have. Do I have the mock? I don't know. It's like a.
Somebody dribbling upstairs.
Frisky neighbor. Yeah, I don't have the peak in my bucket. And then there might be a slower pitch shed option. But fundamentally with these pieces, plus the rake soffit and the soffit peak, you're going to be able to make a wonderfully wide variety of interesting roofs that are going to give you a lot of character and then be able to lift off as one big unit. Or you could do something clever and do just the like if you have rooms underneath, you could, let's say you had a 4x4 room here and then a larger thing over here. You could peg together like just this 4x4 section and then lift this off as one piece to look at that room down below, and then this next you can put this other section together or whatever. You can kind of do some interesting clever bits with your roof to use it to reveal the different rooms and whatnot.
I can't wait for us to have enough of this in the studio to like make big builds and show people.
Well, and have it be functional, right?
Yeah.
These are just for our testing purposes, just to figure out how is this going to work. Like, we're one of the drivers for the shape of these shingles, the roof tiles, is that they needed to terminate. So on the mock, you can see it sort of clearly, right? The 3D mock-up, like it needs to, because if you have two of them together at a concave 90 degree, because they overhang the buildings by a 1/4 inch, you need to have the bevel, they need to have that diagonal there where they meet. So it meant that all the bottoms of the roofs had to have, we're going to have this kind of little triangular cutout. And then that ended up driving, well, hey, if all the shingles are shaped like that, then it becomes a natural, like then the bottoms of all of them naturally are doing that, and it won't look funny that they have that little tooth out there. So it was kind of a neat how the necessity of the geometry ended up driving the geometry of the sculpt. And I'm pretty excited. These things are going to be really fun to work with, and are going to look awesome when it's all said and done.
Yeah. Especially now that we can guarantee that the biscuits are going to work.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I know we were talking about like when we were waiting to get it back from the factory. We were just like, if we find out that this doesn't actually work,
yeah, we'd be in a lot of trouble. It would not be pretty. No. All right, so that's the basics on the roofs. Once again, they'll be in green and also in sort of weathered, dark vampire barn.
Are those high or low town roofs?
Both. Every town roofs. We're going to be able to give some extra character, having a couple, the rake soffit and soffit peaks. We'll be able to have a couple of different styles that help give some more style. Maybe there's some stuff up here. I don't know. We'll get some stuff for fun.
Yeah. I feel like I guess it really depends. Like when you drop, like if you drop the like dark weathered roofs on Ashlar, it feels different than when that has the green on it. Like they feel like it would be different.
Well, and that was the goal, right? Was to try and we wanted to try and kind of sinister stuff up, or brighten it up, right? Either kind of help change the character with the roofs. Let's throw. Of course, I probably don't have enough dark roofs. I'll have to go get some more, but we'll fake it.
Did someone say Widow's Walk? Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
You'll be able to do a Widow's Walk.
First, you have to make the widow. All right, so like, oh boy, I'm not even vaguely close to on camera.
Sorry.
All right, so that would be like Ashlar with green. And then...
Imagine once these are finished pieces and actually sit right.
Oh yeah, it's going to be careful on it.
Looks like they could be painted as wood, cedar, shingles too if you go unpainted. Yeah.
Yep.
We're keeping it basic enough that the painters in our audience will be able to do some fun stuff.
It's supposed to feel like slate, kind of exaggerated slate, kind of like a slate with a hint of Wyverstone in it. But it's you'll see. So it changes the look a lot, right? Going from green to gray, sinister. We got to figure out what we're going to call the dark.
Yeah, we're not currently planning on doing ruined pieces, mostly just because of sculpt count. We're doing so much stuff with it already.
Ruins is going to be its own animal. Everything in ruins one day. All right, so any questions on the roofs before we go? Let's look at some of these accessories.
Are those 30-year shingles?
Yes, longer. They're made of dwarvenite.
What about Ashlar stone balconies with fancy stone railing?
You get there. We'll get there. Not today. But yes, there must be balconies, right? You can't have a city without balconies. You can't have multi-level play without. All right, so let's look at. We can drop some beanage here.
I guess there is one roof we forgot to show.
Peak shed. Oh.
Thatch.
Oh yeah. This is actually a good time to show. Let me see. We'll find it. Go tell a joke or something.
Tell a joke.
I hardly know her.
It's not a. All right. The Joker. Just threw a pick and slack of the peak soffit work in progress. Oh. Do we have a surprise beam that Where did you put it? Oh, if you put it in deep dev, I'm not in that channel, Michelle. If you can send it to me. I don't think I'm not in the deep dev channel. Can I join it? Do I have access?
All right.
Let's see. Those channels. Am I able to just go in there?
You know,
I'm not. Okay, yeah. They reserve that just for like the artists that are actually making the stuff.
I didn't prepare. I should have brought the armature.
Where do cantaloupes go in the summer? Nowhere. They cantaloupe.
Where do they get married in the summer?
No, where do cantaloupes go in the summer? Nowhere.
All right.
Look at that.
So we are going to have
John Cougar Mellencamp. No.
We're gonna have a cool one-piece thatched roof. It's gonna look something like this. It's on strictly plywood buildings.
Yeah.
And we've shown this before, but I should have brought the. I wasn't thinking that we were going to show this thing off. I should have brought the armature, because the gag on this thing. So this is a 4x4 piece of wood underneath. So you can tell this roof overhangs a significant amount. It's pretty big and beefy because what's it fit under there? The fogger. So this is going to be a fog. You can have smoke coming out of the chimney, which will be a really fun gag. And hopefully, if all goes well, we will get this cast up in time for GenCon and can show it off at GenCon. Because it's gonna be a fun guy.
We got a surprise bean. Michelle sent a picture of the rake soffit.
Cool.
Okay. Bam. Yeah.
Show this. This is gonna be neat. I'm excited for this guy. And once again, this will give you another chance for some change of character. Same wooden building. You put this on. You get one look. You put this on. You get a totally different look. Same pieces.
Wait, what did I?
It's gonna look awesome with farmhouses. It's gonna be great.
Any chance we'll see a magnetic accessory, maybe a peg-based rope / clothesline? Would look great on that Z-axis for hanging clothes or flags, or to give the rogue a quick escape. That'd be fun. You could use it as like a zip line. Probably just do.
Yeah.
Probably just do like 2 little magnetic things on the end of a rope, right? I think the
I
problem
hate
would be.
carrying master sculpts around.
What's that? They can hear you and I can't. You were too far away.
It's nerve-wracking. One wrong,
carrying a master
one
around?
misstep. Yeah, one misstep is like knocks out a month of work. It's like,
Imagine if we got another rat in here.
oh, not even. So we had a rat. This was back in Caverns Deep. A rat was eating the sculpts, was chewing on the clay. And
We put a video on our TikTok and our Instagram and stuff of Eli talking about a rat that he added to a Dread Hollow piece because a rat had chewed it up, and so when he fixed the sculpt, he added a little rat there.
I got these electrocution crazy traps, like high-end rat decimators that were just it was you plugged it in AC style, and if they went in, it just blasted them with like a bazillion, as much electricity as possible to fry them. And I fried like 6 rats in the next because I went to war with those rats. Like this was unacceptable. They could not the thing was awesome.
We don't have an approximate Kickstarter launch date yet. We just know it'll be sometime in the fall. As soon as we do know, we'll be extremely loud about it.
This is a fact. All right, let's go look at. Let's look at what Michelle's working on. Right. So this is this is the sort of the mock geometry, right? It's something like this. It's going to have an overhang, and we'll change the character of the front leading edge, gable edge of your roof. No, the eaves, right?
Yeah.
And
all
what?
Right. This is so Michelle was literally working on this during the stream. She sent me a picture of it. So it's looking this.
Woo! Look how pretty. Right, so you get a beautiful little curve.
Yeah.
Cut back to the camera.
Yeah.
Look how nice it's. So and then I'll have like these beautiful curved timbers here to like break that up and like. It's nice, right?
It's looking nice.
And it's fun. Like Michelle will do this like just really quick. She like sketches in clay, where she just as quickly as she can gather up some bits and say, "Hey, what if I do it like this?" Or "What if I do this?" And they just do these cool little things. Like you'll be on a dev call and she'll like jam together this little design and be like, "Hey, what if it looks something like this?" We're like, "Oh, it looks awesome." She's like, "I just did that in 5 minutes. That's not the real thing. That's just like a test to see what it's gonna."
And this is the view from underneath, so you can see the.
Look at the depth.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Man, we have some talented artists.
All of them. like across the board. This is like, it's just such a dream. We're surrounded by talented people, specialists in every direction, right? All sorts of wildly diverse specialties, all converging on this. Well, speaking of Michelle, let's look at some accessories. So
Yeah.
we don't have just a whole bunch of basic walls and building pieces. We also have a whole bunch of accessories. Oh, wait.
Look at that tavern.
So, oh man, where's your
This is a mixture of, there's some old stuff in here, but it's mostly new.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little old accessories, 7 a barrel, and then everything. And then the floors and corner posts are our original cities bits, and then the rest is all new. Even the bar stuff is new. So we had some original tavern accessories. So we have some sort of an expansion to the tavern accessories. So Michelle made some new ones in the same style. These ones have hinges, so they could be cupboards, and then are filled with all sorts of goodies on the inside. And then a much needed bar corner. Right, we previously only had a curved one that had a 90-degree curve. Now there's a hard 90-degree.
So basically, if you combine this with the bar counters we already made, you'll have like a full system.
A bar counter system.
Yeah.
Bar extravaganza, right? So you can do taverns of all sorts. Got some little new modular table, which is easier. I don't know, it's hard to pull them off. But there's a little table in back there. Some new barrels turned into bar stools. They're like, what would be in like a pirate bar down by the dockside? Well, old barrels turned into well, we didn't need that one. It's broken now. We got this. We've shown this previously. I don't know if we've shown it painted or not.
The modular trash.
Yeah, modular barricade. And it's gonna have, it's not drilled in here, but it'll have 2 pole accessory holes, and then there's a smaller guy that can go with it. And you can combine these in a whole variety of different ways to make either, like, the front side's a lot cleaner, the back side's a lot trash. So you throw it against the side of your building and it's a slum like this, flip it around the other way, and the inside it's your storehouse. So pretty cool.
It's also like the perfect way to provide half cover for like encounters that start in the streets or something.
You can put minis on it. You can put it's going to be I just love this. It's just the kind of clutter that you want all over the place. What do we have here? This is going to be a crowd pleaser, right? The freestanding curtain, and painted in beautiful burlap, right? So this is
Beautiful burlap.
Beautiful burlap, high end, the highest end burlap you could find in Lowtown. Right, so you can use this to make like the VIP area in the back of your tavern, or cut off an area. It's exactly 2 inches wide, so it'll fit in your dungeon corridor, like classic dungeon passage. You can use this to for there. You think of like the basic symbols for map making on graph paper. Curtain is like one of those 16 basic symbols. There's a statue, there's a chest, there's a curtain, there's a secret door. So like this thing is gonna pop up all over the place. People are gonna want to use curtain. Also, one of Michelle's
set up an ambush too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You guys jump out from behind it. But fabric is like one of her calling card specialties. It's so good. You can't even see it. I don't know if you can appreciate the. If it was a focus, you could.
What's the thread count on that?
There's actual threads there. Yeah. The curtains are just going to be delightful. And there's going to be there may be a different color one, same curtain, different color in Hightown, because you got to have a classy one. We get there. So we got
some nice like regal red curtains.
Yeah.
With a gold trim.
Whoa, LED extravaganzas.
Uh-oh.
Miles rigged it up, but it's
prototypes.
Looks
like skin to me. Wall of skin.
It totally is. Like, it's Buffalo Bill's finest. So we got this little beautiful modular fireplace that we still put together, which we've shown, I think, previously. I don't know if we showed it working and in painted, but something like that. And of course, the shelf is going to be, it's right now it's white stick, but the shelf will be magnetic, so you can take off the mantle and just have it be clean, and then you can use the mantle as a magnetic shelf to put on your regular shelf. And of course, Michelle left a little space in there so you could put a little tiny treasure or something. So there's going to be, so you get double duty. Another thing, like our team is so good at looking at like, hey, what else can I do with that piece? What else can we do? You can see Miles's handiwork under there, getting the LEDs in there. So that'll be cool flickering fireplace. And then we showed this guy. I don't know if we've shown the fully painted one or not, but we have the kitchen over here through the door, which will one day be hinged. Coming into the kitchen. This is a neato one piece, and it's got the big manga meat on a spit here, and then there's a fire piece that's supposed to be in there that I didn't put in there. It's going to have a little LED in there, and then the vest, it has a grate which is small trapdoor size, so we can add to our existing trapdoor collection. So just this thing, good crowd pleaser. Like you're going to put it anywhere, and you suddenly have you have a killer kitchen. Beautiful paint job by Hamster. Could be your morgue on the back, or crematorium.
Pizza ovens.
Pizza ovens. And it's kind of fun, right? Seeing this as we showed the gray first casting of this, and now here it is, all cast up. Also, should we show any more beans? What the heck, right? We got some people here.
Probably. I do have the pictures from last time that we didn't end up showing.
Oh man, we have it's a image palooza. I don't think we've shown this thing yet or not. This is a Michelle special where it just does 9 different things. Of course, it's off by like a millimeter, so it doesn't exactly perfectly fit. But the idea is this will, I can't quite get it in because it's off by, it's okay. The final one will there, but you can use it as closed shutters. Yeah, it's you can use it if it's stuck in like that. Imagine it's shelves inside your in your window there. You can flip it sideways and it becomes a window box. I can sort of halfway get it, whatever, but it can become a cool little window box, and you can then freestand it and have it be freestanding window box anywhere. And then of course, what window box would be complete without plants that also don't quite fit all the way? And those will, when we're done, we'll shave them down so they fit. That'll sink all the way down, so you can have a little windowsill garden. Little splash of color, beans and cabbage, something.
Prototype cattails will fit in there.
Oh,
I think
man.
The cattails are too big for that, actually. The cattails are pretty big.
These are going to be the cattails of the city's Untold.
Yeah, it's like literally a dressing piece that does like 5 things.
All right, then what other bits we have? I don't think we showed the little coil of rope.
No, we haven't.
Look, it's rope.
Nice.
50 feet of rope. Hempen rope. You can put it anywhere.
Get it unpainted, you can make it sausages.
Hey. And then this I'm very excited about. This guy. You ready? Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, we have it?
Hoist. So this guy, I know Michelle has been, she's been busy. She's been churning out the hits. So this guy is going to have, it's going to do wonderful double duty. So it'll have a little, on the back here, there will be a pole accessory hole, and you can do with a removable pole accessory peg. So our new corner posts are going to have a pole accessory hole on the side, so you'll be able to mount this on the side of your corner post, right? Like, yay. So you can have it up on your second story. So like imagine this is your warehouse or whatever, right? You can mount this up on the second story of your warehouse for getting stuff up into the barn or whatever. And then we'll also have a pull accessory hole on the bottom, so you can use it in any of your vertical pull accessory hole slots, like the corner of the dungeon corner, the vaulted dungeon corner has a slot, or we have a bunch of things in here that'll have it or whatever. So you can then have it sort of pivoting on a thing, whatever. So there's gonna be a bunch of different places you can put this hoist.
You could put that on the barge then too, huh?
Yes, you could mount it on the side of the barge or the front of the barge. It's gonna like in the castle. You can put it like there's gonna be so many places you can put this thing. So it's I don't know. I think this thing is I love it because it's got gameplay use too, right? It's not just awesome decoration. Also, this is the thing that the ranger's going to trick shot with their bow up this to drop it down, or the monk is going to swing off it. The rogue is going to hook it behind, is going hiding and hook it behind someone's belt and do a thing, or you're going to lift the cow out with her. So I don't know. It's just it's going to come into play. Like there's no way around that it's not going to get used. So I love this little pull accessory magic. Then we got one more. Is that enough? Did we show too many new things tonight? Should we stop on the...
Yeah, I don't think we can take any more.
All right.
I guess we have 25 minutes of just kind of sitting around without showing anything new.
Do we have any questions yet about accessories?
Do we get a giant cooking pot?
No, not currently. We don't have a giant cooking pot on the menu. What would you want to cook? Giants.
Michelle wants us to show the Easter egg in the hoist.
Oh, you know what?
Is there a thoughtful touch on it?
It's not a clean cast. So, or take it back. It is there and it's just not painted. Well, let's see if she can. I think it didn't come out in the cast. I don't know. We'll take a zoom in as far as you can. Yeah, I don't think it. Right.
Was there supposed to be like a nest?
There's supposed to be a bird's nest in there, but I think it's...
The in-house castings, like every now and then it's hard to like get small details like that out, so...
I think it didn't...
It might have just not come in this one.
Yeah.
We could try casting it again, but it's also not like crucial to the piece. But in the factory finished piece, it should be there.
It will be.
Yeah.
It's in the sculpt. Yeah.
It's just the nature of making in-house prototypes.
Yep.
Let the factory do that one. That's like a piece that we prioritize. The factory's just like, we need you to tool this hoist ahead of time.
They missed somehow the egg came out of the nest on the back of the older Earth Elemental when they cast that one. And what was the other fun? There was a piece of the bridge, the dungeon bridge has a little chip on it, and there's like a rock that's supposed to be at the bottom that they removed. They're like, oh no, there's a mistake. They pulled it off, but it was it was a fallen piece of rock.
It's supposed to be environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
Masticon's wondering if facades are still a thing.
Yes, we just don't have any cast yet. We could talk about stuff a lot faster than we can actually produce the thing to look at.
It turns out it's way faster to like sketch something out and cut it out of foam than it is to sculpt and make a mold and cast it and paint it.
Much less if you need any 3D chicanery popping holes in it and whatnot. But we have in the next soon we will have some facades to look at. They're being sculpted. Eli has kicked out a couple of beautiful ones. We're just not there yet. There's so much stuff that's coming down the line. Like you have to be a little patient. It's gonna be we drip 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 until it's a deluge and we launch.
McDC is wondering if we have any idea what kind of facades we want to do. Which I think the answer is yeah, because like Eli's making them.
Yeah, we have a list. There's and we also kind of need to play with them a little bit and see which things work best. We kind of had an aggressive list and pared it back a bunch and are going to test the first batch and see
we're not going to end up using working. Everything that we make.
Oh, no.
Like with the door designs.
Well, we'll use almost all the sculpts we make with more the ideas. Like we've got 10 ideas for everything that actually gets made. I think there's an endless list of drawings and ideas and hey, what if we did that, or what if we did this, what if we did that, yada 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 yada. Yeah, it is exciting.
We can't really give any ideas on what pledge levels we're going to have yet. We need to get closer to the release before we can actually give you anything that'll be any kind of educated assumption.
I'd penciled in. I can't remember what the amounts are. We gotta massage it anyway. But there's increments like roughly 100, 250, 500. No, it got weird. It was like 100, 250, 400, 650, 1,000, 1,500.
Are these new minis?
2,500.
No, these aren't the new minis. These are the townsfolk we made in the original cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for this guy who was from Caverns Deep.
Point is, none of these are we haven't made any of the. We haven't made any new minis yet for this one.
We do not have castings of any new minis yet.
Yeah.
That's there's confirmation that minis exist. We just don't have castings yet.
Do you think the all-in will be more or less than Wildlands? Probably
around the same.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
It's such a weird, different approach because, like, with this,
I think it's going to be.
The question is going to be like, how many multiples of the bread and butter are we going to put in the all-in? Like, what are we aiming? Like, how much of a table do we want you to be able to fill? Because we're not going to have that many. We're not doing like a number of encounters. We have like the hero buildings, but like, is it just going to be all the hero buildings basically?
Yeah, it'll be a full city.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be like it gets expensive quickly when you start having multiple levels and roofs and scaffolding and courtyards and the whole shebang. I think it's going to fill in a whole bunch of table and be pretty something.
Will there be other fittings like shop counters, smithy, etc.? Yeah, we're basically using like this dressing, like is kind of what makes the building into a specific room, right, or a specific kind of building. So each of our hero buildings is probably going to have like a piece of dressing that like makes it that building.
Yeah, we're gonna have lots of pretty dressing, lots of pretty bits.
What has been the inspiration to focus on cities, ingenuity, customers, just making it more customizable?
You know what? That's a really good question. We did a survey in 2019. I'm gonna say something that we asked. I don't know. We had 3,000 or 5,000. I don't remember. A lot of people answered the survey. We had a lot of very specific questions about cities, and we keep going back to that survey a lot and seeing what people said. And it was a sort of a combination of what things are you most excited about, what would you be most likely to buy, what are the biggest problems you had with the existing cities, how do you build with your cities, what are the sorts of encounters you would be most likely to put on your table. That was a big driver.
And I think there's also like two different things to talk about when we're talking about like what we're focusing on. There's like the focus on the design of the actual pieces, and then the things we're focusing on for when it comes to how we package it and like present it to people. Like from the customer standpoint, it's been a lot of how do we. The thing we've been kind of saying as a mantra is like lowering the floor and raising the ceiling. So like lowering the floor, like how do we provide like this interior wall system is basically a way to say like, hey, if you've only got like $100 or something to throw in, interior walls can still like give you like a really cool, flexible, modular way to be able to do a bunch of stuff. If you're just getting into this stuff, if you're figuring out if this is the thing for you, like how do we make like small pledges still like super worth it? And then also how do we make things that scale so well that like if you get thousands of dollars of this stuff, like it's
you have
worth
a lot
it.
of good.
Yeah.
The thing we're kind of realizing is the floor is going to be higher than we want it to be. Like fundamentally, if you want to do full-fledged buildings, they get expensive really quickly. So there will be stuff like the courtyard wall system and the interior wall system that'll let you create some encounters on more of a budget. But like, it's the entry point is certainly higher than we wish it would be. It's higher than it would be with dungeons or something, which is a little easier to get in. It's just fundamentally, if you want to actually make a building, it takes more pieces, especially those, and roofs aren't cheap. Like these things add up quick, and there's metal in them, right? There's metal in these, so you can attach your magnetic accessories. So like it's, you know.
We were talking earlier, like a totally valid approach to this, if you want to save money, is to just kind of skip roofs and just not care about having roofs.
Just make the actual rooms, and
that's
especially this.
Yeah.
You know, the wood, the rustic wood, you can make so many encounters are just going to be plain old wood.
Which actually was a design thing we talked about coming into this was, and you see it with a lot of the dressing too, was a lot of it was how do we make basic pieces that can be as many different things as possible.
Or that you could use as often as possible, right? Versatility and modularity were the two sort of top things that people wanted in the survey.
And then our own personal goal, going back to cities, was verticality. Because
how do you get up? How do you get guys over here and down there and behind the thing? You know, have to look at it.
Which is generally the rule with our 3D terrain in general, because if you're using 3D terrain, you should use all three dimensions. You should have verticality. But like with cities in particular, we think there tends not to be a ton of city combat generally, and I think a lot of it is because when you're looking at a 2D map of a city, a lot of times you're not thinking about like all the cool things that you could do in an actual
it's hard to replicate it, right? Yeah. It's hard to get it out on paper and be like, hey, unless you're doing isometric maps and
but when you think about like having scaffolding, when you think about having roofs that are playable that you could like do chases across, like there's a lot that you can do that would make having combat in a city is like actually super interesting. It's an entirely different dynamic. You have innocent people around. You've got like all sorts of different market stalls, all sorts of different stuff around that are wildly different ways to do environmental combat in a city compared to anywhere else. And
basically a whole bunch of little miniature dungeons. Like each building is essentially a little dungeon. Like you get different stuff. Like you'd be bursting from one building into the next, and they have different stuff inside, and like.
Which is also what's fun about a lot of this dressing is like being able to like take the grate off of the kitchen. If a brawl ends up going into the kitchen, you could grab that grate and whack somebody with it.
For sure.
You could grab things on the shelf over the fireplace.
Or you could have the breakaway wall and get knocked through the wall and have it go into, there's an orphanage next door, and now there's like orphans running around on fire, and it's like a whole.
There's so much stuff you can do, and I think there just hasn't been a lot of options for having like the environmental pieces in play to make city combat as exciting as it could be in our heads. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of it has just been like, how do we enable that as much as possible?
Particularly balconies and second, third story, like that stuff of dropping down.
Being able to jump off a balcony and like elbow drop somebody as a barbarian,
or running up the back stairs to get around. Running up the back stairs to the second story to go around and come down the thing and drop and get behind them and come up. Like there's going to be. I can't wait to see the encounters people are going to run once they get all this stuff in hand.
Yeah, because you've been able to
2024 or whatever it is.
Like when we had the dungeon dudes on, Monty and Kelly talked about how Kelly's monk was like, "Oh, I can jump up to the second floor of this building." So like even before
playground.
Yeah, so like even before we did like this stuff, he was still looking at it and going like, "Oh, this is a 2-story building. I can run up this wall and like do this stuff." So we want to enable more of that. People like having chances to be creative. With how they interact with the environment.
Is true.
Can we see the urban elevation stuff before we run out of time?
Well, except we don't. Oh yes, wait. I have a couple of things. I got things to show. Oh man, I forgot. I don't have much, but
the stuff on Aaron's desk is looking real nice.
We got this. I gave you 2 little teasers.
Yeah.
And these are. Oh.
Balconies are a must for a skirmish game. Yeah. Also, like it'll be really, really useful for war games.
Yes. And particularly skirmishes, right? Like doing whatever. All right. So this is it's not a full. It's the top part of the sculpt for cobblestones. So it doesn't have the sides, and it's not floor thickness. It was skimmed off the top for faster casting for testing. We're trying to figure out some paint scheme. But this is this really cool cobblestone pattern that Eli put together, where there's these circles that are it's squares that form these really interesting circles also. And there's also a star, right? Like a star in there. Why not? So it's a cobblestone pattern. So we have sculpted cobblestone ground. and trying to figure out what exact paint scheme this is going to have. I'll tell you, the full sculpt has a really neat little thoughtful touch, a little Easter egg in it. There's a little rat, a New York City rat, in the side.
It's got a little piece of pizza.
But guess what?
Huh?
Guess where that rat is? Right in the middle of a biscuit hole. So it was before we
drill a hole in the rat.
Well, it's before we locked in the size and placement of the biscuit holes. So he sculpted the rat where we're ending up putting a biscuit hole. So he's going to have to transplant the rat because the rat is going to get obliterated by a biscuit or a hot dog hole, I guess. It's a sad state of affairs when your rats are getting obliterated by hot dog holes to make room for a biscuit. It's really
that's an actual sentence.
Travesty.
That's a sentence.
It's a sad reality here at Dwarven Forge, but it is what it is. So anyway, so this is we got a cobblestone. We'll have some sculpted, a couple of cobblestone options, and figuring out that paint. And then what's going to be fun with this? Where did it go? We saw. This was a neat example. Here was the.
Any other additions to the sewers? We're not doing sewers this time. We want to do sewers on an underground focused Kickstarter instead of
too many pieces.
Ground.
Oh, yeah, there was a two.
We wanted to just focus on doing everything above ground as good as we can.
So we saw this mock at one point, and here, got it in the works. Toby sculpted this thing up. Is the arched? It's off the bottom is crooked. It's what happened. Oh, it's over poured.
Not a great casting.
Yeah, it's over poured here, so the dimensions look a little funny, and then it's not quite all base coated. Look at that texture in there. But this is going to be it's taste of things to come. So there's going to be biscuit holes in there, so you put the little grooves for them, and the top is the same cobblestone pattern. So we're gonna be sort of running this cobblestone pattern. It's gonna be on the top of a lot of urban elevation bits, and you'll see it in a bunch of old places. So this is a 1-inch rise, or in this case, it's like 1 1/8 on this side and 1 inch on this side.
It's a 1-inch slope.
Look at that cloak.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty uneven.
Yeah. But it's the nature of first pass prototypes, and
we can sand it down.
Oh yeah, but it's supposed to. This is for Aaron's figuring out the paint scheme on this.
So you are getting some new street pieces. Yeah, this is going to be the sculpted ground option. It'll look best in Hightown, obviously.
And this is going to be really neat on water or whatnot.
You'll be able to like make canals and stuff.
It can get you into your sewers from here if you want, and we may or may not have a grate to go in there or whatnot. I don't know. We will see how it evolves. So I initially envisioned like having a grate, something that with some bars that we could put in there, whatnot. But is it going to be neat? So we got this is a taste of some ground cover and taste of 1-inch rise, urban elevation, and we'll give you one more. What the heck? This is it.
One more.
Yeah, they had to wait.
We still have 7
weeks.
minutes. That is true. They had to wait a whole week.
Yeah, it was a long.
Oh, if you have
haul.
stuff over there, we might as well just show everything you have over there.
Another Michelle piece. The wheels will be on an axle at some point, but right now, not so much.
So the wheels will actually roll.
You want to hear a funny story? It's not really a story; it's a question.
What's up?
What did Chuck and Michelle use as an axle for her first? She's making this cart. And she's like, oh, I need to have a little rolling axle for this. What did they use? Of course, what do they have lying around that's like the perfect thing to make a little axle for this?
So
who's got a guess?
Who's got a tiny tube?
What is it? What do Chuck and Michelle just have lying around?
Paper clip.
That's the perfect thing for this.
Paintbrush, Q-tip, poles, toothpick.
No, it's Chuck and Michelle. Things are exotic and dangerous and interesting. It's not Q-tips.
The little metal thing from Wildlands.
It's like
Dwarven Forge flagpole.
It's dangerous. It's
dangerous.
Yes.
Pull accessory peg, bobby pin, sewing needle.
Needle is close.
Electric wiring. Needle. Dirty needles. People are like really into. People are making some assumptions about
jungle. Jungle is also
ice pick. A chainsaw.
It's like a needle, and you would use it in the jungle if you were hunting monkeys.
A harpoon.
Further, but the same right idea.
Hunting monkeys. Javelin. That's too big.
Blow dart.
Blow dart.
Yes. They just went to their stockpile of blow darts and got up a blow dart because
garrote wire. Nice.
The garrote wire also would have been an acceptable answer.
We have 7 minutes left for beans. I know how to stall.
Yeah, blow dart. Nice classic miniature axle is a blow dart. So anyway, so we got so we got a little hand cart, right? Because there's a lot of wagons and whatever, but this was a hand cart. And what's fun about this hand cart, besides the fact that this guy could go around and say, "Hey, I got things for sale," is it's got little stands there so you can actually put your minis on it. Boom, boom, boom.
Playable space.
So right, so you can put the halfling rogue on it, and then the fighter can. Was this going to stay or is going to flip over? Oh, well, here. You know what?
Oh,
you just have to remove the parcel.
The load is modular.
Whoa!
Modular load.
So you can put your halfling in a rogue in the front, and the fighter can roll him around like some sort of battle thing, or I don't know. It's going to be. I'm sure people will find all sorts of fun uses for it. Also, remember ages ago.
Do the plants from the window box fit in there?
Yes, they do. Remember when Michelle was sculpting this? Look what's in there. The cart is a ruined.
Oh, is it the same?
Ruined piece of the cart. She made this several months before this, but preemptively knew, was trying to make this with the pieces of things that were going to be in the rest of the city, which is pretty.
Please make a cabbage insert. If we do any market
there's
stuff.
There's a little cabbage here.
Oh, there's a little cabbage there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we're going to take our cabbages to market. So, and then we've got this cool little tarped bundle.
Everybody is asking for cabbages.
Did
you ever see Avatar? Airbender, not.
No. I heard it wasn't very good.
The
movie.
Oh yeah, the movie. No.
Yeah.
The movie.
No. Oh no, I didn't watch the show. No, I've heard that's supposed to be the mind-blowing.
That'd be a great show to watch with your kids, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be a
really
good
show. It might scare them.
They
need, but yeah.
It might get a little intense in some parts.
Yeah, but I would love to watch. Yeah, I've heard nothing but just everybody raves about it.
It's very good.
It's a cool little tarped bundle that it could just be fruits or cabbages or who knows what, or it could be a body. Could be
shoves all the cabbages in a body bag.
Yeah. And what's neat is you can put it against the wall with sort of exposed side. It looks like that's where we put it against the wall, swaying. It's just hidden. What's under the tarp? What's under the tarp? I don't know.
What's in the tarp?
Yeah. So we got a hand cart. I'm super stoked for this thing, and so stoked that minis can go.
It's a great show, and she's not. Watch it with my daughter. It's a great show, and she's 9. Some kids just handle stuff better than others.
It's a good reco.
Yeah.
Boop. Modular cart. Woo! Hand cart.
A pile of corpses would be really cool for that cart. Just saying.
Well, we've got that the weird bird-leg cadaver from the Sinister Dungeon accessories in our Plaguestone set.
Nice.
So, hand cart, something to enjoy. All right, that's I think that's all of the secret bits we have to reveal for this evening. I think we showed a lot of new stuff, though, right? And there's so much more yet to come. As we're popping out, we're literally showing you stuff as it's like Hamster just finished painting the hoist and that cart right before we went live. I just snatched off his desk. So thank you, Hamster. And I dropped the hoist promptly. No, save him for next.
All right.
Save him next week. Save him for next.
No problem.
So that's sort of where we're at with cities. I think we'll show you the next right before we go to GenCon. Last
Right before we go to
20.
GenCon, and as we're releasing Wildlands,
We'll do the next one of these. So it should be
the end of this month is going to be a lot, dude.
the end of this year is going to be a lot.
Yeah.
The next 5 months are going to be fun.
Yeah.
But also these are the challenges. It's really exciting to be finishing up Wildlands and shipping Reliquaries and launching a Kickstarter and thinking about sci-fi and having something else a brewing, and having new terrain trays and remastered dungeons and I don't know, whatever else we have cooking.
You're doing a lot, man.
Lots of good stuff going. It's a fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Hopefully we answered a bunch of your city's questions. We'll do another one of these right tail end of this month, last Wednesday of the month, and we'll hopefully have some new things to show. Maybe we'll have some floors and corner posts, so you can actually see all this stuff with real floors and corner posts. What do you got?
The backdrop.
Oh yeah, well,
Yeah.
save that to talk about next time.
Is it about next time?
Yeah,
All right.
some of Janet's beautiful work.
Yeah.
Mostly, it's fun to share this stuff. You get to see it as it's going, and then when we finally launch this thing, you'll get to see. Oh, I saw that first casting of that, or I saw the original paint scheme, and they made it so much better now, or oh, they ruined it all by whatever, whatever we did. Can't win them all, I'll tell you.
No.
Especially not with the internet. Yeah. It's
Well,
merciless.
you're lucky to win some of them.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
mostly we're making the pieces that we're excited to make and play with on our tables, and not everybody has the same tables, so we won't get everything that everybody's loving. But I think we're gonna have a lot of really cool stuff to show. And we already have with
It's
what
already,
we've got here.
it's
Some
genuinely. I
lively
firmly
bits.
believe in all the systems we're making here. Like it's going to be huge once we've got it all working.
Yep, is what you get to see. We'll show. Another couple weeks, you get to see where we are next. Anything else we got? We should get out of here.
I think that's basically it. Yeah.
gotta
No,
drive home.
we didn't go that late this time.
It's 9 o'clock. Well, it's
Yeah.
because we didn't have a single tech issue.
No tech issues.
Woo!
Bitrate has stayed right where I want it the entire time.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for all the great questions and insights and ideas. And did we get any good ideas today? What did people?
Probably.
Cabbages. I think
There was
cabbages.
way more stuff than I was able to communicate over the course of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you. What's happening on Hobby Hang tomorrow night?
People were painting. I don't
Cool.
know if I'm going to be there. Depends on how long our shoot goes. But Hamster will be painting.
Turns out he does that a
He
bit
does that every week.
here and there.
Thursday at 6.
Yeah.
If you have questions about painting any Dwarven Forge stuff, that's the best time to get him. And
Painting any stuff.
Yeah.
He really knows a lot about painting.
yeah,
Talented dude.
turns
and
out he
musical
does it
theater.
professionally.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you can sing too. We'll see. And we'll be back next week. I think we'll be working on GenCon build.
It's true. We only have a couple weeks left to finish that. Toby was doing a bunch of it in here today. Because we're kind of just at the part where we have to just go all hands on.
We need I don't know, 25 feet of build or something. That's a lot of. Got a lot of.
We have an absurdly
stuff to cover.
large space at GenCon.
Chris is like, should we get a TV set up on the booth? It's like, wait a second, that TV buys us that's a couple feet. We don't have to put a build on.
Yeah.
We definitely need
You don't have to
definitely
build
need
it. You don't
TV.
have to build a TV.
Yeah, that's the best thing ever.
All right.
All right, thank you everybody. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces here and feel the love from right here in Brooklyn, New York.
Live from New York.
Live from Bushwick. Woo! Oh, wait, is this supposed to be a secret location where we are? Wait,
I don't know if we've ever given away the.
our exact
Locale.
coordinates. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
We'll
might
talk
be
about it on the
somewhere in
stream
New
stuff.
York,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn, maybe.
Live from the Chrysler Building. Could you
Live
imagine?
from Fat Dragon headquarters.
Are they in New York?
No, I think they're in Texas.
Oh, that works. Oh, they're hanging out with Reaper.
Mm.
Reaper's in Texas, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, but we're not. We're off the air. Is where we are. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Remember, is it Wednesday yet? That's my
That's what we always
That's
say.
what we always say.
Because, yeah, we're just like Critical Role.
Yeah.
Identical.